After our parents died, they left behind 2 beast rings. One had a little black snake carved on it, and the other had a little mutt. My sister was quick on the draw. She snatched the mutt ring first, and left me the black snake ring. She said dogs are loyal and bring wealth, so she fed that little mutt like crazy, hoping it'd spit out gold coins and make her rich. But she spent money like water, and to get the mutt to spit out even more coins, she force-fed it nonstop. In the end, the poor thing couldn't take it anymore, and went completely still. Meanwhile, my black snake worked by draining other people's fortune and channeling it to me. But that never sat right with me, so I barely used it. In the end, through sheer hard work, I built myself up to a billionaire CEO, but my sister went green with envy, and shoved me off a rooftop without hesitation. "You don't deserve it! Give me back my black snake!" Now I'm the billionaire CEO. When I opened my eyes again, my sister was right there, turning up her nose at the mutt ring in her hand. I realized I'd been reborn. I looked down. In my past life, the carvings on the rings only turned into real creatures, after we sealed them with a drop of our blood. But this time, before I'd even done that, the little black snake had already crawled out on its own, flicking its tongue as it coiled around me. I met its cold, sinister eyes, and a chill ran straight down my spine. Unlike last time, my sister wasn't treasuring the mutt ring at all. She pouted in disgust and said,
"Bro, we haven't even done the blood seal yet."
"How is your snake already alive? I want to trade." The moment she said that, the black snake's beady eyes lit right up. It even started slithering toward her like it understood every word. Last time, these 2 critters only came out after the blood seal. Seeing that eerie grin curling at the corner of the snake's mouth, it clicked. It wasn't just me who'd been reborn. This snake had come back too. Seeing the black snake slither her way, my sister tossed the mutt ring on the ground, grabbed the black snake, and let it wrap around her arm. She smirked at me triumphantly. "You're the big brother. Letting me have this is the least you could do. This sleek snake is a perfect match for me. You belong with that ugly mutt." Before I could even respond, she pricked her finger and dripped blood onto the beast ring. She froze for a second, then clapped her hands and squealed with excitement. "My snake can steal other people's fortune and give it to me. If I just target millionaires and billionaires, I'll be living like royalty for the rest of my life." She hugged the snake tight to her chest, eyeing me like I might snatch it back. I slowly picked up the mutt ring from the ground and smiled. "Well then, your big bro wishes you the best on your way to the top." I didn't bother with her after that, and sealed the mutt ring with my blood right away. The instant the blood touched it, everything matched what I'd figured out in my past life. These 2 beast rings worked in completely different ways. The little mutt turned food into gold coins. The more it ate, the more it produced. But if you stuffed it past its limit, it would literally burst and die. Looking at the little mutt alive and adorable, I gave its head a pat.
"This time around, you're sticking with me. We're gonna have a good life."
After parting ways with my sister, I took a look at my stick-thin arms, and then at the little dog in my hand. I actually felt a little guilty. "Sorry about this, buddy. I'm literally starving here. Think you could spare me a gold coin?" The little dog barked twice. I pulled a stale moldy biscuit out of my bag and held it to his mouth. He didn't mind one bit, just opened wide and swallowed it whole. Sure enough, he spat out 1 shiny gold coin. I grabbed that coin and headed straight to a pawn shop, where I cashed it in for tens of thousands. Holding that fat stack of cash, I couldn't help thinking back to my past life. The black snake used to steal people's fortune for me, but I thought that was just wrong, so I never played along. Besides, using the snake to steal wealth came at a cost. It had to drain your own life force. Since I never let it steal in my last life, it couldn't feed on my energy either. That's why the black snake broke free from the ring after being reborn. Because only if my sister knew its power would it avoid being stuck with a broke owner like me. Last time, I never used the beast ring. I clawed my way to billionaire CEO purely on my own. I worked around the clock running the company until my stomach was wrecked. Couldn't eat anything cold or spicy. But now, no more of that. With the money from the mutt's coins, I bought a pile of ice cream and all the food I'd been craving in my last life. Once I was full and satisfied, I didn't rush to make money the same way as before. I bought a plane ticket and traveled the world, actually enjoying life for once, making up for everything I missed last time. I still had all my memories from before. Even without the beast ring, I could make a comeback whenever I wanted. And even though I never pressured the mutt to eat, that little glutton still churned out plenty of gold coins. Thanks to those coins, I'd already stacked up a few million in savings. As for my sister, she'd been using the black snake to steal fortune left and right, and had already climbed to executive at an investment firm. Every stock she touched shot up like a rocket. Overnight, she became the Wall Street darling of the investing world. But watching her on the news, no matter how thick she caked on the foundation, she couldn't hide how exhausted she looked. Obviously, the black snake's side effects were kicking in. She didn't hold anything back, though. She shared stock tips online, claiming she'd lead everyone to riches together. A bunch of financial experts online couldn't stand it, and ripped into her, saying she was just a broken clock that happened to be right, leading people into trades, and sooner or later everyone would lose their shirts. They wanted to see how she'd explain herself then. My sister couldn't have cared less. She doubled down and went live on stream. Me? Lose money? Do you have any idea how much I've made? How much the people following me have made? Once I'm richer than God, let's see if you still dare to run your mouths. The experts were fuming. Meanwhile, I used my experience from last life, and the seed money from the mutt, to quietly enter the stock market. But this time my goals were different. I didn't want to be some billionaire CEO again. That life was exhausting and pointless. Besides, last time, after I actually made it to the top, my supposedly dead parents suddenly showed up at my door. Rich parents back from the dead. The internet ate that story right up. Money and family reunited. Everyone online was so jealous. But what nobody knew was that the very first thing they did was try to take every penny I had. They even sicked the black snake on me to drain my fortune. During those days, if I hadn't been tough enough to fight back, my own parents would have picked me clean down to the bone. The moment I stepped into the market, my sister naturally zeroed in on me. She was jetting around the world every day, never even glancing at the market. She'd just point randomly. and boom, another winner. Seeing me spread $1 million across several stocks, she called to mock me right away. Ah, you want to make money too? Look at you all broke. That mutt's not cutting it, huh? Just ditch it already. Why don't you watch my live stream and follow my picks? I couldn't be bothered. I tossed her a couple of compliments and hung up. With my moves, my portfolio had already hit 8 figures. My instincts and skills this time around were leagues ahead of where I was in my last life. I had plenty of money now. So the little mutt's meals got a serious upgrade. Abalone, lobster, whatever he wanted, he got the works. And I told him he didn't need to spit out gold coins for me anymore. I rubbed his little head and said, "We've got enough money. No more gold coins, okay? Eat whatever you want. Your bro's got cash to spare." Come to think of it, my sister actually got one thing right. The little mutt was loyal to a fault. Even when I told him to stop, he still snuck gold coins into my safe when I wasn't looking. Days went by, and my sister's fame kept soaring. People practically worshipped her. Riding that wave, she launched her own company and became a billionaire CEO overnight. I was at home watching the market when my sister suddenly walked through the door. The jewelry dripping off her practically blinded me. She smacked me on the head and said smugly, "Bro, guess who just called me?" I didn't answer. I just held my dog and stared at the screen. She wasn't bothered that I ignored her. She went right on talking. "Mom and Dad." The second those words hit my ears, my blood ran cold. I nearly dropped the little dog. I forced myself to stay calm. "What are you talking about?" "Mom and Dad are dead." She looked at me like I was an idiot. Beast rings exist. Parents coming back to life? Why not? I pretended to think for a second, then gasped dramatically. "Maybe they really are alive. Where are they? Take me to them." She shoved me away in disgust and wiped her hand with a tissue. "Why would you go?" "They said they only want me. Can you blame them? I'm better than you. They said we're from the Shadow Clan, and only someone as exceptional as me deserves to come home. Someone like you doesn't even deserve to know the family name." I immediately put on my best crushed and heartbroken face, covered my eyes, shook my shoulders violently, and let out a choked sob. My sister just kept rubbing it in. "Hey, don't blame me. It's not my fault you're a total loser." I didn't say a word. I just kept crying. The moment she left, I lifted my head. Not a single tear in my eyes. My gaze was ice cold, because I remembered exactly what happened last time those parents found me. They didn't just force me to hand over everything. They used the snake to drain my fortune and my life force. And when I refused, they threw me into a snake pit, where thousands of snakes tore into me. That searing pain. Even now, just thinking about it makes me shudder. Ancient hidden clan. What a load of garbage. They deliberately left those rings behind. Didn't matter which one of us struck gold. They'd come knocking to take it all. Knowing my sister was about to face the same hell I went through, I didn't feel an ounce of pity. After all, when she killed me in our last life, she didn't show a shred of remorse. Just as I was sitting there holding my dog, lost in thought, the little mutt in my arm suddenly started barking like crazy. Then I heard it, the soft hiss of a tongue flicking.